Christine Gritmon. We're here with Social. And those of you who read my newsletter know that I'm on my way up to a camping trip. So I'm not sick or dying. I'm just barefaced because I don't really make it in the woods, you know. And I'm here with Robin.
Hello.
Introduce yourself, Robin. Tell us who you are.
Sure. My name is Robin Hayes, and I'm with Lucky Bug Clothing Company here in New Windsor, New York. We're on the way to the camping trip, apparently. We're a good pit stop. And Christine asked if she could stop in and we can chat about social media.
Yeah, and I actually found you through the Orange County business.
Yes, so it's the accelerator. So what it is it's called.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So the Orange County, it's actually the accelerator powered by Orange County IDA. Mm-hmm. And it's it's an incubator for manufacturing, generally, mostly for manufacturing, but also some other technology. And they help fund projects for startups and people that are going to scale up their business. Mm-hmm. We are a startup. We make baby clothing from eco-friendly fabrics. We make it all on site in excellent working conditions. Totally, it's not just sweatshop free, but it's like really wonderful working conditions. Very friendly.
And that's good because it's your family. So
yeah, well, we hire people to sew. Mm-hmm. So part of the idea with the incubator, the whole reason for being with the incubator is to bring back jobs to this area. Mm-hmm. There was a very, very vibrant textile industry here many years ago, and it kind of petered out in the 70s when a lot of the manufacturing left for China. Mm-hmm. So now there's sort of a different model. Instead of having a lot of very big textile companies, the idea is to get a lot of more boutique, smaller. I mean, not that we shouldn't grow, but that a lot of different ideas going on, little different artisans. And so that's what the accelerator is trying to stimulate. And they bring in funds from nonprofits, from the state, federal, and local county governments. So there's a lot of different ways that we can get support. I mean, it's still our business. We're still investing in a lot of our own material, most of our materials and paying our labor and all of that. But there are a lot of opportunities for help, for support.
And to your point about getting the smaller businesses in there, that's a lot easier to accommodate now that we have things like e-commerce. So you don't have to have a huge factory and sell to all these national accounts, and you don't have to even have a brick and mortar store. Exactly. So you are so Lucky Bug Clothing is entirely e-commerce right now, right?
And well, yes, except I will say we just started doing some street fair type things, and I wasn't sure that I wanted to do that in the beginning. But we tried one that was very local to where we live, and it was really great. And it was a wonderful way to connect with people. Because one of the really important things about our product is that, I'm trying to reach for it, but I don't have it right next to me, so, is that it's incredibly soft, like ridiculously soft. Mm-hmm. So getting out into the community and letting people feel it turns out to be important. And we did the street fair, we did well. And it's like, all right, so maybe we'll do some of these, especially during this warm season. And then we can, hibernate again in the winter. Mm-hmm. But so we have a bunch of events coming up where we're going out into these, like Smorgasburg, upstate Smorgasburg.
That sounds so cool. Yeah. And that's this weekend?
It's this weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
What town is that?
It's in Kingston.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
At the Hutton Brickyards. It's a very cool kind of repurposed Brickyards building, and it's awesome. I think it goes from 11 to 6. Yeah, 11 to 6 this weekend.
All right, so with the exception of those street fairs and events and things like that, you're pretty much online. So how do you get eyeballs on your business? How do you let people know you're here?
Okay, so that's kind of where Eva comes in.
So we're going to patch Eva in just a moment.
So the trick I have found with all that is to have a 24-year-old daughter.
Yeah, that's a good trick.
So that's so she has actually taught me a lot because I knew nothing before. Now I feel like I can do a little bit, but she's really the visionary in terms of outreach. I might know what kind of people we want to reach out to, but I'm not sure how to do it. And she's really got that going on because she did an internship in the city with the nonprofit. She did their social media, and so she's And also she's 24, so she gets it.
Yeah, she's a digital native.
Yeah, exactly. She's a native speaker.
Yes. To your point, who do you try to reach out to?
So we have two different target markets. One is roughly 24 to 38 years old. Mm-hmm. So we're figuring those are moms. Mm-hmm. Those are,
I'm in there.
Right? Yeah. Those are moms and their sisters mm-hmm. and their best friends. So, like the gift one, which is kind of like the 45 to 62-year-olds or so. And I fall right in the middle of that one. So actually my daughter is in one of those groups and I'm in the other. And so the second group, of course, is the grandmas, mm-hmm. primarily the grandmas. And turn that off. So
that's a lot of gifting.
So that's, we feel that probably, 75% of our sales are gifts. Mm-hmm. But when we do find we go out into the community, there tends to be a little bit more, the spontaneous, the mom and dad are at the festival and there's the baby and that's so cute. Exactly.
Oh, yes. And also, possibly the baby is in the bright patterns themselves. What age range?
So,
it's size range.
Just starting this week. Ooh. So, great question. So we were doing 0 to 18 months. There were 4 sizes that fell within that range, but now we've added up through 4T. So we've now got, the 2T, 3T, and 4T.
That's good to know. I've got a 4T in the other room right now.
Well, I'm glad to show you something.
Nice. Well, in the meantime, we are going to patch in your daughter, Eva. She is joining us. She's in California at the moment, and we may need to huddle up so that we can all be seen. Yes. Okay. So hi, how you doing?
I'm here. All right.
Good. Hi guys. Thanks for letting me join.
Yeah. So introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, and you know what? I'm going to see if I can make it like this. I think no, that's weird. That's weird. We'll just do it like this. We're good. Okay. So tell us who you are and what you do.
My name is Eva Hayes, in charge of all the marketing, social media, and community building for Lucky Bug Clothing.
That's great. Is this your
that is something almost. I'm about to take the GRE, so I've been studying for that on my way to grad school. But for right now, yes.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So tell us about how you approach it.
So it's not something I had a lot of experience with. I was an environmental science major in college. But it's been really interesting to try things and figure out what works for our company and for our unique audience. So just telling what we do is obviously online for our e-commerce business. So we've just been trying to build our presence by being active on Facebook and Instagram, Pinterest. We've been building our email newsletter as the best way to kind of like see what we're up to, see promotions, and see our new releases, which is a big part because our design they're never coming back. They're limited edition. So when people know when they're being released, they'll be able to buy right away, basically. And we've been doing more traditional online advertising like Google AdWords, Facebook, Instagram ads, and other inbound marketing techniques.
You are on it.
I'm learning.
Well, you're learning.
I'm trying.
So I'd love to hear a little bit more about your strategy on each of these platforms, sort of, what you try to convey and how on Facebook versus Instagram versus Pinterest, because I've seen you're not just putting the same stuff on all of them. You have a clear strategy for each. So I'd love to hear a little bit more about that.
Yeah.
It's breaking up a little. Eva? Oh, it's a little bit frozen. Oh no.
I think she texted me before and said we froze a little. Should I tell her she's frozen now?
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, tell her she's frozen. Well, anyway, I can say just having from from having looked at their social media. I haven't looked at their Pinterest yet. I didn't know that they were on Pinterest, so I'm going to check that out for sure. I'm interested to hear about that strategy because that's something I haven't really delved into so much myself. However, for Facebook and Instagram, one thing that has been really well established is the look of your brand. Like that comes across loud and clear as soon as you see any of your posts. It's very bright. The brightness of the colors comes across well, but it's not garish. It's beautifully bright. And I'm going to add Eva back now.
Okay.
That's something that's definitely been established really nicely. Hi there. I was just saying that the look of your brand has definitely been very well established from looking at your social media profiles. But yeah, if you could tell us a little bit more about the differentiation of strategies between platforms, that would be great.
A big part of it comes from the fact that we have two different audiences. One is sort of the more like my mom's generation. We call them like grandmas or aunts, potentially giving gifts to new moms. Mm-hmm. And then the other is probably giving to either themselves or other moms, and then sisters of new moms, friends, kind of more like peer group gifting. Mm-hmm. So I find that Instagram is more targeted at the younger audience and Facebook is more targeted at the grandma audience, kind of. So we do a little bit of different content for each, but some overlap for sure. But it's nice because we are almost peers to both of those groups. So we're able to kind of just use our own voice and be honest and try to relate to them in that way. We just want to, spread our message in a real way, not just like targeting them with copy, just what we actually think. And it works because we're like almost in those demographics.
And what is that message that you convey, and how might it differ?
I don't think it differs much. We try to keep it pretty consistent, but we want to live and honest. The transparency in our supply chain is a big part of that because we want to talk to customers about ethical production using sustainable materials. It's so much like we want the babies to be comfortable in the clothing, but we want the moms to be comfortable knowing that everything was produced sweatshop free and from renewable resource. So we don't want to be too like cutesy or posed or clean because we know that the reality of being like we work with a lot of babies and we love babies and children, and we know that the reality is often a little more hectic and messy. So we want to like embrace fun moments with your children in colorful clothing, but not take ourselves too seriously. It doesn't have to be like all beautiful, white, pristine, calm baby.
Yeah, you can buy this for somebody and not have them be like, oh, thanks, my kid will wear this once and I can't wash it.
It'll be stained, it'll be done for.
Yeah, your stuff is very in real life. It's, it's cotton, right?
It's actually bamboo.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it's organic bamboo viscose. So it's really soft, and bamboo is a renewable resource because it's actually the fastest growing plant on the planet.
As anyone who cleans in the yard knows.
Yes.
Yes.
And
exactly. But not this bamboo.
But that's fantastic. And that also explains why it's so soft. I have a bamboo blanket for my daughter, and it's just like, it's
so soft.
like silk. It's amazing.
Yeah, we love it.
So that's great.
For the most part, we just try to put ourselves in our customers' shoes and think about what we'd want to hear from a brand. And since we are almost peers, like I was saying, we just want to engage openly. And if we find something interesting or an image beautiful, chances are our customer will too. And so that's what we've been trying to do.
And I noticed that on Instagram, it tends to be all your content, as kind of should be, for the most part. And then on Facebook, I know that you've done a little bit of curated content where you'll share something. So can you talk about your strategy with that?
Well, we're able to do a little more long form on Facebook just because of the format. Yeah. So I think that's nice to be able to share articles we believe in or examples of moms we like. So we've been doing that both on our blog, on our website, and then on the Facebook. So I think that just works better than on Instagram where it is so visual. Mm-hmm. And hopefully our customers will interact with both and get to see both pieces of that message.
And now you mentioned Pinterest also. I didn't get a chance to check out your Pinterest. I'm sorry, but can you talk about your Pinterest strategy? Because that's something that I think a lot of people sort of had been ignoring, but now Pinterest is really making itself a bigger player.
It's something that we're developing. I haven't promoted it much, so you probably haven't seen it advertised on any of our platforms, but it's something I'm growing right now, and I think it can be really powerful because the few things that I have shared, sometimes they get repinned, like they just take off to people I never would expect. And, I'm sure there's a rhyme and reason to which one and what time. So that's something I'm trying to learn, but it's really fun to see people react to our designs because it's so different when it's not in the context of our website. They just see the photo and they're like, oh, I love that. And then to finally bring them to the website, it's not just like, oh, I love the brand and I love the message. It's just like, wait, I like the product. Yeah. So knowing that product backs everything else up, I think is the most important part, basically. You can do all the message and the branding, but then if they're not reacting to the product and to our prints, that's what really brings people in.
Absolutely. And Pinterest is rolling out actually e-commerce functionality now. So you can sell on Pinterest now, which is exciting.
Yeah.
So that could be something to explore going forward too. Yeah. So what has the reaction been in terms of the different social media platforms and Google AdWords and the email newsletter? Like, what's converting?
So we just launched 2 months ago. So we're definitely still figuring it out. Mm-hmm. But in my opinion, some of the more, I guess it makes sense, but the grassroots stuff has worked better than just like the Google AdWords, than just people seeing it in a list on Google of, 20 different baby brands. And I think when the more visual platforms have worked more effectively, like Instagram, because it's all about the prints for us, basically. The hand-drawn designs. So once people get to see that, it helps bring people in more so than just hearing about the ethical production or anything like that. So I think the more visual platforms have been the most effective for us. And then word of mouth. We have found that the mommy blogger world is a very powerful one.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. Personal referral is just so effective. It's honest. And so we do reviews or giveaways to kind of just get the name out there.
That's been especially since influencer marketing is such a thing now, and that's the best way to have it be organic. The fact that you have a market who will almost certainly want to endorse your product, which is fantastic.
People reaching out to us saying, I love your product, I want to collaborate with you. We don't have to seek them out necessarily. And a big part of, a big part of why we are e-commerce is we want to be able to reach all across the country, not just have a brick and mortar. And so that really helps us spread the message so quickly to people, getting orders from LA and Michigan and Florida, whereas I think that would have obviously taken a lot longer otherwise.
Yeah, absolutely. If you were the e-commerce branch of a brick and mortar store, your mix of business might be a little different. But the fact that right off the bat, you're national. Have you noticed any particular geographic areas where you're more popular?
Well, we do, in terms of ads, we do target certain areas. So I think those results make a lot of sense, of course. And those tend to be like the San Francisco Bay Area and Brooklyn. But we have had some hubs in LA, which I love because I want to spread it to all different regions of the U.S.
You're going to be on a celebrity baby one of these days. You're going to see your stuff in us later.
That would be great.
And then Florida, which I think it's a lot of grandmas buying from Florida. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's been interesting to see.
But that's fantastic. And I guess it probably makes sense, those hubs, because it's where people are a little more caring about sustainable, organic, those buzzwords.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
On that note, one thing that we didn't mention was, Eva was environmental science and international affairs major, double major, and she is also in addition to the social media, our environmental compliance officer, like not exactly, I just said it a lot, but she does extensive research on all of our production practices. We've eliminated plastic almost entirely. We don't use the plastic hang tag stuff. You know, she's always researching our fabrics, our inks, all of that. So, and she knows how to read all the science, and I feel really comfortable with that. And she's currently pursuing a certificate program at FIT, Fashion Institute of Technology, for those who don't know, in sustainable design.
Oh, fantastic.
So we are really serious about that piece of it. I didn't mention, I forgot, you know, all of our designs are hand-drawn by my son, her older brother. He's an animator in the city, and I felt like we should say that at some point. So like, oh, our prints are so great, but we'll never mention his name. But Samuel.
That is fantastic. And I mean, you're super lucky that you have, you know, people with the right skill sets right here in your family. That's amazing.
We were inspired by this little guy who's actually in the other room now that we're helping foster and take care of. And we started just by making little clothes for him. And then it just turned to a business.
That is fantastic.
We were lucky we all kind of had a diverse set of skills. And everything else we can just learn on the internet and figure it out as we go.
I don't know anything on the internet. I found my husband on the internet.
Do everything.
Well done.
I ordered exactly what I wanted. It was very convenient. I guess my last thing is, where did Lucky Bug come from?
Well, Lucky Bug, all right. So, I don't know, that image. Okay. So, Sam, the animator, his son, he tends to include a lot of little bugs in some of his animations and drawings. And it just kept appearing.
Lucky Bug.
There's the bug. Whoops. There we go. And it's in some of the prints. And anyway, so when we were trying to decide names, and we went through about 4 names that we were definitely going to do until we really did do one. And so we just liked it. I wanted something that had some sort of a repeated sound. So we got the short U sound twice. I was happy with that. Lucky Bug. And we got the bug thing, and Lucky just feels, I actually really believe in luck. A lot of people say, oh, it's always hard work. There's no luck. And I say, forget about it. Of course, hard work, but we tend to be sometimes dropped in these really wonderful situations, and someone else not. So I appreciate my luck a lot. So,
fantastic. Well, I wish you more of it. And the internet is a great place to find luck, honestly. Thank you so much, Eva. Thank you. And you're doing a great job on the social. I really enjoy your social media channels.
Thank you, honey.
So yeah, that's it for this week's Social with Christine Gritmon. I broadcast every Friday at 12 noon on Facebook Live, so check it out. In fact, there should be a little button where it says, you know, be notified when Christine Gritmon Inc. goes live. If you could click that, I get to find out every time. But thank you, Robin. And I'm totally going to shop now, honestly, because the stuff is so cute. I'm going to take you actually as my final shot, show you some of these fabrics that are hanging up behind us because they're so stinking cute.
So that's the upcoming, we're still tweaking the colors, but that's one of the upcoming fall prints that we haven't done yet. We haven't released yet.
So cute, hand-drawn little farm stuff. And then
this is garden. This is a current one. That's okay. So that one's garden. You see the bug there on the turnip. And the bug's appearing in a couple places.
That's so cute. And then there's some fabrics over there,
there's
too.
Some over there.
Preview.
There you go.
Oh, and here's the bug himself,
the bug
hanging out on the windowsill.
Yeah.
There's this beautiful rose pattern.
Yeah. And then the one down from the roses is the garden, not the garden, excuse me, the breakfast print.
Oh, I love that there's avocado in every morning.
Filling, you've got the
oh yeah, because that's what's going to happen.
Exactly.
And then we have up here.
Yeah, that was one of the garden prototypes that we did, and then we ended up changing it. But we still love that. We think we can bring that back at some point.
Oh my goodness,
that was vintage.
So cute. This is all so cute, you guys. So check it out, Lucky Bug Clothing, and hopefully you'll tune in next week. See you soon.